Today we're making a smoked pork belly, which is prepped and cooked like a smoked brisket. We'll be covering how to trim, rub and smoke the pork belly, all brisket style. It's super tender, perfectly smoky and seriously easy to make. Here's how. Before we smoke our pork belly, we need to prep it. So here I've got a 2.5 kilo boneless pork belly. I'm just going to remove the skin using a sharp knife. You want to try and leave as much fat attached to the pork belly as possible, and then we can trim any excess off later on. I find it easiest to work with a small section of skin at a time, and as long as the weather's not too hot you can really take your time here. Or you could ask your butcher to take the skin off for you. Next we need to trim the fat cap down to a thickness of around 1 centimetre. Like when you trim a brisket, we're trying to make the meat as aerodynamic as possible, as this helps with airflow when the meat's in the smoker. This basically just means rounding off any sharp edges and trimming off any loose bits of meat. So once the fat's been trimmed down, we're going to score it in a crisscross pattern using a sharp knife. We don't want to cut into the meat though, just the fat, so make sure not to score too deeply. This just helps more smoke and rub penetrate the meat. Speaking of rubs, here's how I make mine. So I'm going to add 30 grams of fine sea salt into a bowl with 20 grams of coarse black pepper, 30 grams of Demerara sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of onion granules, 1 teaspoon of garlic granules, and half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Then I'm just going to simply mix it all together. This is just the rub that I like to use with pork, but feel free to use a ready-made one if you'd prefer. Next we need to coat the pork belly in a thin layer of French's mustard. This is called a slather and it helps the rub stick to the meat. If you don't like mustard, a neutral oil will work instead. Then we're going to cover the entire belly with our rub, making sure that the sides are covered as well. Now you could use a shaker to apply the rub, or you could just sprinkle it on with your hands like I'm doing here. It doesn't really matter, just as long as the meat is evenly coated in the rub. Once our pork belly's been rubbed, we're going to let it sit out at room temperature for an hour or so, whilst we preheat our smoker. So for this cook I'm going to be using my modified Weber Smoky Mountain, but this recipe will work with any barbecue as long as you can cook on it indirectly. Using a good quality charcoal really does make a difference here, as it will give the meat the best smoked flavour. I'm using a cherry wood charcoal, and I'm going to throw in a chunk of apple wood into the smoker just before we add in the meat. Anyway, to light my smoker, I light a chimney starter full of charcoal, then let it get red hot, which will take around 10 minutes. Next I add a good layer of unlit charcoal into the smoker, make a well in the centre, then tip in the lit stuff. You also want to make sure that the vents are all open so the charcoal gets enough air. I will wear some heat-proof gloves as well. Next we put the smoker back together and then fill the water pan up with cold water. Then we let the smoker preheat to 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 120 degrees Celsius. I'm also going to throw a chunk of apple wood into the charcoal just before we add the meat in. Then once we've got a consistent temperature and there's plenty of smoke flowing, we're going to add the pork belly in. Make sure to place it into the smoker, fat side up. Now we're going to let the belly cook for 3 hours without opening the smoker. It's key that the smoker maintains a consistent temperature throughout the cook, so you might need to adjust the vent slightly or add in more charcoal. In the meantime we're going to make a spritz with a 50-50 mix of apple cider vinegar and cold water. And after 3 hours have passed, we're going to continue cooking the pork, but spray it with our spritz every 30 minutes or so. The spritz just helps the meat take on more smoke, which helps develop the bark. Now we'll keep cooking the pork at 250 Fahrenheit until a good bark is formed. This will roughly take another 2 to 3 hours, and the internal temperature of the meat at this point will be around 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 73 degrees Celsius. Then it's time to wrap the pork. To do this, I lay down a couple of sheets of butcher's paper, then place the pork in the middle so it's facing fat side up. Then I give the pork a really good spritz and then wrap it up in the butcher's paper. Wrapping the pork just helps it retain moisture and stops the bark from going too dark. Once wrapped, we're going to place the pork back in the smoker the same way as it was before, and then we're going to keep cooking it until it's tender. This will roughly take another 2 to 3 hours of cooking, and you know when the pork's done because a food probe will slide into the meat with little to no resistance. It should feel soft like butter. So you want to give the pork a probe in a couple of different spots, and the internal temperature should be between 195 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 90 to 93 degrees Celsius. Then we're going to wrap it back up in the butcher's paper, then wrap it in a layer of foil and cover with a tea towel, and then we let it rest for 1 hour. Giving the pork a long enough rest is super important as it helps redistribute the juices and makes the meat juicier and more tender. I find that an hour is best, but if you're short on time, 30 minutes will do the trick. Now all that's left to do is cut the pork into thick slices going against the grain. And that's how I cook a smoked pork belly that's super tender and has a brisket style bark and flavour. It goes great on burgers, sandwiches, bao buns and tacos. But I serve mine on an American style barbecue tray with cornbread, apple slaw, barbecue beans, potato salad, pickles and homemade barbecue sauce. The full recipes for my smoked pork belly and all of these sides can be found on my blog saltbuttersmoke.com. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another recipe.